Greetings, every peoples, your cult personality here, ToonKritic's the name, Toon's the name of my game. Welcome back to Roundtable is Magic. Ladies and germs, I am very, very honored right now to say that we are doing another interview. And I think we had a great interview last time with M.A. Larson, but this, I think I like that we are able to keep topping each performance every time. It's a little hard to do, but I feel we're going to do that tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and an absolute privilege for us to welcome aboard to Roundtable is Magic, the one and only Nicole Oliver.
Howdy, every pony. Hi, how are you? Oh, wait, I get to best M.A. Larson?
Yes.
Oh, 2017 is good.
Oh, indeed it is. And I am joined by the following co-hosts for this Voice of Reason.
Good evening.
Lightning Bliss.
Hi.
And the fiery Joker, Joshscorcher.
Hi.
Oh, you don't sound any excited to be here.
Oh, I'm excited. I just have self-control.
Self-control's boring. Anyway, so first off, Nicole, if I may call you Nicole.
Yes, you may.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule for this. We greatly appreciate it.
Of course, I love it. I'm looking forward to our chat.
All right. Now let's get this train rolling. So, I will provide the first question.
Sure.
Now, of course, everyone knows who you are, and if they don't, well, you do...
Google it.
Yeah, exactly.
Google it.
Google is your friend.
You've been on countless shows.
So it's not your friend anymore, but yes. Okay, keep going. Yes, sorry.
You are, among many things in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, you were the voice of Cheerly, and most notably, Princess Celestia.
Yeah.
Really, Josh? That was great self-control there. So, how would you say, as a voice actor, how would you say it's affected your life? Was voice acting, say, your primary goal, or did you have any other career interests?
So here's the thing I say. Voice is the adjective to what's the noun, people? Actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people go into this thinking, or they want to do voice acting because they think it's just about making funny voices. It's not. You're an actor. You have to study, and you're recreating life and letting people experience emotions. And I don't mean to sound all deep and all that right off the top, but that truly is what it is. So for me, I actually... I work on camera when they'll have me, and I enjoy it immensely. And I've done stage work, and I trained classically. I trained in England, and
Ooh.
I have an undergrad in acting. And so I've been a professional actress for 27 years, and that's what I do. But voice is another area where you can exercise your creativity, and I love it because it doesn't matter what you look like. Unlike on camera work, you're so tied to your physical body. You know, you're going to play what you play and what you look like. But with voiceover, you can be anything. You can be anybody. You can even be a pony with the most fabulous hair since Beyonce. So, you know, that's what I love about voiceover, and it's great. And you know, voiceover keeps me on my toes. It keeps me sharp. It keeps my humor bone up. It keeps me creatively challenging myself, and it's just tons of fun. And makes, you know, it's a tough industry I've chosen to be a part of, and the voiceover part makes it so sweet.
27 years, though. That is very impressive.
Yeah, I started when I was 2. Do the math. Yeah.
Well. All right, voice, you're up next.
All right, next question. How much input do you have when voicing a character? For example, how you approach a line, or if you need to change a line to fit the character you play?
I have none. It's not true. I mean, we as a group, when we first started doing the show, they were saying everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and we're like, wait a second, we're ponies. It should be every pony. Billies and gentle colt. So that was something that was kind of created on the fly in the room with the director and the producers and the talent in the room at the time. But, you know, we try. I mean, there was one episode, I don't know how many seasons ago, where Celestia is sleeping and she's startled awake by her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did one take where it's like, oh, Discord, no. What? Huh? What? And they wouldn't let, I tried, and we got past the whole thing. the recording kept going, and then the director was like, wait, the producer, Jason Beeson, was like, wait a second. Did you say Discord when you were sleeping? I'm like, I may have said that, maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they went, oh, I got to do it again. So we all try to be our own little real life versions of Discord and cause some good little mayhem and chaos and things that we think the fans would like. But you know, the stories, the Bibles, the arcs, as they call it, for all the characters have been thought out by, you know, those great writers like M.A. Larson and, you know. So I try to influence as much as I can, but I am merely the vessel that the words run through. How's that? There you go.
That actually makes sense. It's a real fancy way of saying it.
Yeah, that's my London education right there, Oxford education right there.
Nice. Josh, you're up next.
All right. Similar question, but have any improvisations in the recording booth made it into characters you played? Not just in MLP, but in any other shows you've done?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, the most noble one in MLP is the Schmoopy Doopy Hearts and Hooves with Peter.
Yes!
All of that was scripted, so some of it, yeah. So that was fun.
Is that your favorite?
Well, I just adore. I love working with all the cast. Like, really, there's such amazing people. That was fun. That was a fun moment. That was a fun day. That was a good day. It was a good time. You know, trying to make each other crack up. You get any more fun than that. And you're getting paid. It's like, stop, pinch me now. Pinch me now. But I mean, you know, on camera, there's a lot more, unless the production is very much word perfect, which is don't deviate from the script at all. But certainly in feature film and some episodic television or feature films I've done for, you know, movies of the week, as they used to call it, there is room to improvise in and around and leading into. I just did Brittany Ever After for Lifetime, and there was the director came up, she said, I have an idea. I just want to have you improvise talking about, because I played Lynn Spears, the mother of Britney Spears for Lifetime, and she's like, can you just talk to the camera, kind of break the fourth wall about your daughter Brittany and her issues, and as a mom, what you're afraid of, and all that kind of stuff. And that was fun. Like, when you're like, what, I get to just make it up, and a bunch of it ended up in the movie. So that was wicked. Like, that was great.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Bliss?
Oh, okay. Given you are also an anime live-action dub VA, what is the difference between voice acting for anime compared to Western cartoons for you?
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, voice acting, voice is the adjective to the noun actor. But then when you get into anime in the land of dubbing, so you have pre-laid cartoons, which is, like you said, Western cartoons, right? So generally speaking, the voice is recorded in advance of all the intricacies of the animation. The animation's an after. And that's why these days there's a lot more cameras showing up when you're recording, because the animators actually like to see what sort of little quirks and stuff you might have physically that they can incorporate into the character, which means, like, you have to wear makeup to work. But anyway, yeah, and you have to try and dress and not look like you're in your pajamas. Not that I wear my pajamas to work, but if I could, I would.
Okay, you would think you could get away with it for maybe one session.
Casual pajamas.
Casual Friday, you know.
Yeah, casual Friday. But with anime, the trick is that, sure, it's cartoons, but you have to you have to make all your acting choices and English words fit flaps that were animated to a completely different language that has different, you know, grammatical structure, et cetera, et cetera. And so anime, I think, not only do you have to be a great actor, but you technically have to be super sharp. Like, you have to understand rhythm. You have to be able to, with one eye, kind of watch the screen and the flaps, and then still allow yourself to forget everything and act and bring everything to life. So anime is really challenging. Like, like my neck hurt, like my muscles are intense after anime. I've done some shows or any dubbing shows. It's just a different way of your brain thinking, and they're both cool. But prelay, you can just, you know, immerse yourself in it. You don't have to worry about the technical aspects so much. I mean, besides not popping or, you know, stepping on other people when they record. But I don't have to worry about whether or not it's actually going to fit. Like, that's a whole other level of crazy sometimes. Yeah.
Understandable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you have been going to conventions for quite some time. It is now 2017.
Yeah.
BronyCon was one of the first big ones. What was that like?
Yeah, sometimes I just did my 15th convention. I think someone told
Wow.
me at Everfree Northwest. Yeah, the first BronyCon in 2012. That was my first one. None of us had any idea what to expect. So it was like Andrea Libman and myself and Tara and uh, Ashley Ball and Tabitha, I think. Yeah. And we get off the plane and we're in New York
Sorry, did you cut out there, or were you?
City the night before or the day before, and
Uh-oh.
the sun's rising, and you're like, we've no idea what to expect, none. And we go to the hotel, the Pennsylvania hotel the next day, and the hotel was completely overrun. They were expecting maybe 150 people. I think like almost 1,000 people showed up. They were in the stairwells. It was just, we're like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And it was a moment. It's one of those like pop culture moments. Nobody could have predicted it. And all you could do is be gracious and just try and breathe and watch what was happening. And it was completely fabulous and overwhelming and wonderful, and it still is. It's something really special. I don't think you can quantify it, or it's just one of those things. Like the last time, like it reminded me of Trekkies. Like,
Oh yes.
you can't explain it.
Uh-huh.
It just is, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's great.
It's funny you say Trekkie because my husband is one.
Well, my first convention I did ever was in 1996.
Wow.
When I was 3. No. And one of my first TV shows was a show called Kung Fu: The Legend Continues with David Carradine, who's since passed. May he rest in peace. And I did that show for 4 years. And so they asked us, there's a big fan following, and that was my first. I had like people write fan fiction about my character, and
Well,
there
that
was
must
a
be
big.
awkward to hear.
Well, a convention in Toronto, and I went to it, and I had a Klingon as a security guard with nunchucks. That was a little over the top, but it was God, what is happening? But it was also like my father had just passed away 5 days or 6 days before that,
Oh.
and I went because I was contractually obligated, but I thought it'd be a good distraction. And then somebody said, "Oh, I realized your father died. I'm so sorry." And I was like, and that was wild to me. This convergence of life, and you know what I mean. It was really wild. So that was my first convention experience was at a Star Trek convention, which was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it was great. It was just a little unfortunate timing personally, but as they say in show business, the show must go on, and it's super, super true.
I was actually going to ask, like, what is one memorable moment from a convention that you've been to? But that one I think fits the bill.
That's pretty great. I mean, there's lots. I mean, just this past, I was down at Everfree Northwest this past weekend or 2 weekends ago, and I had 3 people come up to talk to me who I've encountered over the years, and it was humbling. I was in tears because there was this one young man. He was 17, stunning, gorgeous, strapping, just beautiful. And he's like, "You may not remember me, but a few years ago, I had a hoodie over my head. I didn't want to talk to anybody. My mom and dad brought me here, and I was really cranky. And you came up and you went over and you talked to me privately, and that was the beginning of me getting my shit together, basically." There you go, beep that out. What he said, and and figuring out who I wanted to be. And here he was playing music and singing and just stunning and beaming and happy with a great community of friends. I was like, yeah. And then there was a few years prior to that, Everfree Northwest, there was a little girl dressed up as Daring Do who had some. She's on the spectrum and had some other emotional challenges, and she didn't want to come talk to me, so I came and sat with her, and her family wrote me a beautiful letter, and she was back this year like a foot taller and just being incredibly way more confident with herself because of the fandom and the show. And then there was another young man who wrote me a beautiful letter, who was there with his family, with his stepmom and his dad, and his real mom has kind of gone away, and the show has taught him. And again, he has some issues he's working through and dealing with, and he's doing so admirably with the show. And he said taught him that family comes in many shapes and forms. And there's this, I'm trying not to bawl, and his stepmom's bawling, and it was just really beautiful to see how you never know. Like if you would have told me 27 years ago that this cartoon show I'm a part of would be actually impacting people in a beautiful, positive way at a time where I think we so need so much more rainbows and unicorns in our world, I would have told you you're crazy. But I'm so
I
grateful.
totally agree with you.
Well, so grateful to be a part of it. Yeah.
It's been an interesting road for bronies. Like when it just started out, people didn't exactly know what to make of it. Now it's like 6 or so years later, we're still going strong. And you're right, it is very important we have
don't
this.
you wish you were here at the beginning? Boom, come in. You know, I mean, y'all are smart. We're all smart.
You know, it sounds like I have 2 teenage boys and they've watched the show, and I mean, they're bronies by extension, right? Like my son, William, was at the convention with me this past weekend, and he's gone to 5 conventions. My other son's been to 4, and the show's allowed me to take my children to places that maybe I wouldn't have been able to. The show's allowed me to have my kids see what I do for a living and have them go, oh, you know, and they both work on cartoon shows. And the show's allowed me to have amazing family experiences and memories I'll cherish forever. So it's really special, and I don't take it for granted at all. Not for a second.
Well, that's very good. Voice, you're up next.
Okay, now, this may be an interesting question, but have the animators ever taken any of your mannerisms or little actions you have while recording for whichever character you're voicing and implement that into the character?
Yeah, I have this. My hair is like Celestia's in real life.
It's perfect
do you have
just
like
to match it.
Do you have like,
How do you
do you have
make
like
it
a
flow like
Magic-
that?
It's magically billowing in the wind.
Yes, like I always
I
say
can-
that, you know, if you could pan over during a Celestia shot, you'd see like 2 like ponies struggling under the weight of a huge fan.
I was just thinking that
Do you have people following you around with fans just to have your hair magically, perpetually billowing in the wind?
Everyone looks good in a wind machine, my friend. Everyone looks
They
good.
do.
Yeah. Well, I did a spot for Claritin, you know, the allergy thing, a gazillion years ago. And she was a British-speaking tulip. And I always kind of wear diamond studs. And the reason that my dad died when I was 25, and he gave me some diamond studs. And so I wear them to remember him every day. And so they gave my tulip diamond studs. That was kind of fun.
Aw.
I kind of want to look that up and see if it's on YouTube.
I don't know if it is, but it was a long time ago.
Have
But
fun.
yeah, but you know, it's all other things a little bit sometimes. I mean, a lot of shows they do want to film you to try and get some mannerisms and stuff. But you know, I always say the real thing's way better than the perfect versions of myself on TV and cartoon land.
Absolutely. Josh.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, you're cutting out.
Yeah,
Okay.
you cut out.
Your question is up next.
All right. So here's a question I've been waiting to ask. What was it like recording for Celestial Advice, an episode that gave us a better glimpse into who Celestia is?
Here we go.
Yeah,
it's
I'm sorry.
What do you think? It was amazing. I mean, you know, I don't write the show, and so my challenge as an actor is I have to figure out who Celestia is, like give her a backstory. And I don't think she's two-dimensional. If you look at the royals of today, there's responsibilities that you have to do, and then there's who you really are. And I've always thought I do have a sense of humor, and I love practical jokes in real life. But I always thought she did too, and so I thought it was beautiful. And if you love that episode, it's already aired in Canada. You're gonna love the 10th episode.
Oh, yes.
That's coming up, I think, in June for y'all. I think June 10th, is it?
Yeah. For
I think-
most of us are trying to remain spoiler-free, but some of us have seen what you're talking about. I gotta say, you did amazing in that episode, so...
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. So
Yes, that became my new favorite episode.
That's
thank
just
you.
Celestia's best pony.
Thank
Yes.
you. But as an actor, to be given those opportunities is amazing. Like that episode that I don't want to spoil for anyone, was for me was a bit of a tour de force. It was fantastic. And but Celestial Advice, it was fun. And we like, how would we laugh? And I actually in real life have quite a big laugh. Like I'm not a quiet laugher. I'm quite like blah, like if I love something. The last time I killed myself laughing was Melissa McCarthy as Sean Spicer. My children were like, "Do we have to call an ambulance? Are you okay?" I couldn't stop.
Oh heavens! In Japan, they actually refer to that as horse laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, the irony.
But I just thought it'd be fun, because it's just so serious. And it's like, oh, you guys are taking me so, like, really? Come on. Like, lighten up a bit. Life's not always serious. Like, even when life, what I tried to say to my kids, even when you're in your serious moments, you're studying for exams or doing whatever, it's never that serious. And this is just but a drop in the bucket of your life. So a sense of humor is your best friend always.
That I think is very important. We need that more, especially given how our society is today. I think we need to lighten up just a little bit,
Oh. Yeah.
Why so serious?
Bliss, your
he
question?
says with the Joker avatar.
Oh yes, that makes sense.
That's great.
Before I ask the question, I find it ironic that you say we need more rainbows in our lives when my character revolves around that, or my OC anyway, because rainbows are very important to me too.
Rainbows make you smile.
That's always been my catchphrase for my review episodes, is rainbows make you smile. We actually met. Actually, Nicole, we have met at episode PonyCon. I don't know if you'll remember me, but maybe the art piece will remind you. I just dropped in the chat for you.
Oh, okay. Wait. Wait. Going there. Going there. Oh, how come I can't get it?
That's very good.
It could be maybe because we're not in our contacts. Oh well, it's okay.
What was it? Remind me.
Well, remember the little unicorn alicorn, sorry, that couldn't reach the plate of cookies, and Celestia was sitting there watching her while sipping tea.
Yeah. Oh!
Hi.
Love it.
Aw, she's geeking out inside now. I love it.
Shut up, Toon. But yeah, my OC is all about rainbows and stuff, and now my friends are saying, you gotta make that an art piece now with her saying that behind you, and I'm like, okay. But anyway, the question being, what do you enjoy most about the character of Celestia?
Working? No. What do I enjoy most about her? Besides her hair, her mane. I just love how we haven't tapped so much about her, and so when episodes, like a few I've done, the ones you've seen and the one that's coming up this season drop, I love the fans. I love your reactions. I love, because that's how I feel, right? Because like I was alluding to before, as a performer, I don't get given a Bible. This is your whole character. This is what she's all about. And so I know who she is and what the writers have said, but then I have to fill in the blanks to make it make sense, to make it resonate, to make it be emotionally available and real and pop and all that for y'all as watchers and listeners. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm actually given more material, more depth, it's like, oh, this is so great. This is so, so it's a gift for me as an actress and performer. And yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Charter? Okay, good.
I mean, what I love about Celestia's character?
What?
I love that she is the motherly teacher, obviously, but then she you don't know what's going to happen with her next. We have, like you said, we have not tapped into her. We don't know what's going to happen with her. So stuff out of the blue, like her laughing at Twilight, stuff like that just makes me all so happy to see her be different.
I would love an episode where, because with people like that, and even like for myself, for example, if you appear to be like the mother figure and together, and you're the one that people come to for advice, when you actually need help, sometimes people don't hear you because it's not something they associate with you. Mm-hmm. But we're human, and so I would love an episode where we see Celestia, like, where we see people kind of go, oh my gosh, you actually are a real pony. Like, I put you up on this throne and whatever, it's not right. It's, you need help too. Like, how can I help you? What, I would love an episode where the tables are turned a little bit. That would be wicked.
Yeah, we kind of saw a glimpse of that in like Ponyville Confidential with where Celestia is like stealing cake.
Yeah, for sure. There's been glimpses and stuff, but because I'm selfish and I want my own episode series, that's what I'd like.
We've been wanting a Celestia episode for like the longest time. Just
As reviewers of the show, we have been begging and pleading for, like, if we have wish lists, as reviewers, we have wish lists of episodes that we want to see, and usually right near the top on every single list, without fail, is a Celestia episode or a Celestia and Luna episode.
Well,
I want a Celestia episode! Yeah, that would be
y'all
me.
will be, it's this, yeah, the episode coming, I can talk about it because the log line's been published by Hasbro.
Mm-hmm.
So the one coming up, episode 10, is, yeah, you're mine.
I can't wait.
I cannot wait for it either. Actually,
I am enjoying Josh gawking over here. I'm just loving this.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm sorry. It's just I've been the biggest Celestia fan for like the longest time. It's like I've always loved Celestia as a character. It's like I loved her warm motherly personality. I loved her teaching style. I've always loved how you never really knew what she was what she was doing or what she was planning, but you always knew it was good, and she always had your best interests at heart, and she always wanted to help you grow. She always wanted to help you be the best that you can be, and that's why I think it makes her such an admirable character.
Well, your best growth occurs when you actually discover it yourself, right? So the best teachers are the ones that kind of point you in the right direction and then let you figure it out, right?
Absolutely.
With some gentle
Yes, they show, they don't they show, they don't tell.
Yeah, exactly.
You rather experience it rather than let the lesson become an empty platitude.
mm-hmm.
Yes, and I will steal that for my next interview. It was brilliant. I love it. Writing it.
If I may, there was one. If I may, can I throw in like one very quick bonus question?
Sure, let's see what happens. I could shut you down. I don't know. Let's see. Are you ready? All right, go.
Don't worry, boys. It's like super quick. We know that she plays Celestia. What are your thoughts on playing Shirley and Tree Hugger?
Oh, I love them both. I want more Tree Hugger episodes. I had so much fun with that. Like that whole, oh, nay! That was something that happened actually in the room. So, yeah. And it was great. Like, how do you make someone sound stoned but not stoned? Again, PG-13. So, yeah, it was great. And doing that episode with Discord, it was just so much fun. Like, it was fun. So,
I don't know what she had, but I want some.
I think we all do, honestly.
Right. Right. Like, yeah, that's, yeah.
Vibe.
All right, boys, go ahead.
All right, now I recently completed a course like a couple days ago at a technical school, and today we talked about thanks. Today we talked about prepping your resumes and preparing demos to send out to potential employers. My question is, how broad of a range of emotions should be on display when prepping your voice demo to send out, whether it's for voice acting or sending it to an ad agency for a commercial, or just prepping the demo?
Well, I think you have to understand that with everything, but especially in this business, you don't get given very many second chances. So you need to be ready. There's ready, aim, fire, right? You've heard that expression?
Oh, yes.
A lot of people go just right to fire. You need to do your homework. You need to get your stuff together. You need to understand the market you're entering. You need to have the widest range of everything available. You need to have representation. You need to have somebody else speak for you. I know there's a whole bunch of other types of streams and monetization platforms and stuff now that I don't work on because I'm a union performer, right? But I think, generally speaking, you need to take away as many opportunities for people to say no to you. So do your homework, get your stuff done. Don't rush it. If it's meant to be, it will be. But you are an actor. And at the end of the day, if you can't act, then you're only going to go so far. You're going to hit your ceiling real fast, and you're going to wonder why you're not going any further. When you try and get to those different levels. Because, you need to look and see, watch the stuff you like and who's doing the stuff you like. You need to be able to feel that you can walk into a room with those people and compete with them and best them for a job. And whether you can or not, but if you have the confidence to know you can, then you're ready. So I don't think you rush it. You got to make sure you got everything together and know your market and know what you're going for and know that if somebody says, can you, your answer is yes, not no, right? You want to take away all those things that might shut down your progress. And don't rush it, because really everyone will remember your failures. Few remember your successes, quite honestly. And you're going to, you'll see people on the way up and on the way down. So always be kind and gracious to everyone you meet.
Common sense, I think it's very important. Before I get to the last question, Josh, Bliss, Voice, did you guys have any last things you wanted to add? Speak now,
honestly,
forever hold your peace.
Honestly, no. Other than that, you're awesome.
You're awesome too. Thank you.
I will say that everyone should praise Sunbutt because she is best princess.
Oh,
Yes.
boys.
Yes.
Sorry.
I started the sunbutt stuff, guys, as a joke, and it raised over $1,200 for charity, so there's no joke about that. So, yay. That's called sensitive.
Oh, we can say it now.
Okay, it doesn't feel bad to say it now. Okay.
It started over hockey, I think, of all things, on Twitter with someone, and then it was sunbutt, and then everyone changed their little profile pictures to their flanks with their little, whatever the cutie mark was. And then I said to the guy who did it, I said, let's do this it was for BabsCon. Let's do something for charity. And Nick bought the shirt and a bottle of water I spit in for $1,200 US, and it went to Suicide Prevention Hotline in San Francisco, right?
This is amazing.
Right?
Oh,
so
wow.
that's the origin of all that. It wasn't just an insult. It was like I probably insulted somebody's pathetic hockey team that wasn't my Vancouver Canucks. So pathetic. And anyway, and that's where it all came from. It came from sports and good old-fashioned ribbing and having fun. And then an idea was born from it to see how we could use it to make money to help others. So that's where it came from. I'll take some. I'll take
really
some.
good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never expected it to be like that, though.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a fan base born out of 4chan, okay? I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
This is true. But again, this is PG-13. So, although I totally agree with you. Anyway. So, last question I have for you here. There are those who say voice acting isn't a real job. And we actually asked Peter knew this, and I've asked a few people since then.
Shut up.
What are your thoughts on that perspective?
Voice acting is a job. Again, it's not just voice acting. I mean, everyone who I know who works in this profession are serious actors. They may choose to make most of their money, and by choose, I mean that's their choice. They're choosing to stay in voice acting. But that's where they're staying. It makes them happy, and that's power, that's skill, that's talent. That's not an accident. It is a profession, but it's a lottery profession. The average actor makes under the poverty line.
Really?
Yes. There's nothing easy about it. And if anyone thinks it's easy, I'm going to tell you no. It's a lot. It's like being a professional athlete or something. You look at it and you think, wow, that would be a great gig. I could have an aquarium in my car. But, it's not actually possible for everyone. And there's so many things other than the fact that you're good or you're wonderful or you're a nice person that comes into play as to why you're successful. So you need to have a thick skin in this business. You need to have determination. You need to have confidence and the long game. But just because you have all those things does not necessarily mean you'll be able to put food on the table or a roof over your head. So it's not for the faint of heart. And there's no one path that leads to, the pot of gold under the rainbow. If it works out great, wow, it works out great. If it doesn't, it sucks hard, my friends. So, you need to have thick skin and know what you're getting into. It's not a guaranteed anything. There's no guarantees in life, and especially not in show business.
I think that's actually a really good place to, oh, wait.
It's so heavy, but
Actually, no, I actually have one last thing for you, and I've been saving this.
I actually have a question, too, because I just remember a fan from the chat wanted me to ask, but go ahead.
Okay.
So yours, and then I'm going to cook dinner for my teenagers because I think they're starting to eat their furniture.
Okay,
so
yeah,
go.
I'll just ask this really quick question then.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to all the people that think Princess Luna is better?
Well, everyone has choice. That's why we live in the greatest continent in the world. We all have choice, and we can express our choice without fear of persecution or anything else. So that's wonderful. I'm happy for you. You're wrong, but I'm happy for you.
Oh,
Oh,
as a
thank
Luna
you.
lover, I feel, it's my heart.
And that was a bit of a dig. Seriously, I don't care. Like, I mean, people are like, I don't mean to offend you. I'm like, you're not offending me. That's your choice. That's great. Great. I love my character. I love Luna. I love Tabitha, who voices her. It's okay. It's great. Go on with your bad self. Love who you love, right? There's no wrong way to fantasize. Go on. It's good.
Yes.
Oh,
I think that's a great. All right, I think that's a great place to end it. I understand that you need to go urgently, so we'll just wrap this up very nicely. First off, again, thank you so much for coming on. This means the world to us. It means the world to
Oh, it
people
means
who
the
are
world
watching
to me.
too.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So, I guess it's a great place to end this. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and put down in the comments what your thoughts are on Princess Celestia, and we will see you in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day or night or whatever.
Praise the
Bye.
sun.
Praise the butt!